All got them, folks. They're at our gyms. They're in our malls. They're at our jobs. They're at work. They're at frats. They're hiding behind every corner of our everyday lives. And today, Dan and I are going to get a little deeper. We're going to dig a little bit into that which we call the douche bag. Please join us. Thank you.
So I'm Dan.
And I'm Nick, folks.
We're old friends dissecting one topic at a time. People, technology, media, we've got it all covered.
Each discussion here is a deep dive into our unique perspective. Taboo, forbidden subjects, they're all on the chopping block, baby. We don't pander to popular opinion. We might even get a little bit dirty.
Warning, this podcast may contain mature language and sexual content, and is for infotainment purposes only.
So join us. Have a good time.
Open up your ear holes, because we're going to fondle your follicles. There you go. Alrighty. Another night. Another topic.
Yeah.
I like it.
I dig it. Douche bag central.
Yeah. You going after Jersey Shore right there?
Welcome one, welcome all. No, I'm going after what we used to wear in college when we would go out to the bars. Probably an actual worn shirt. There was a collar up phase.
Authentically worn.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days where we went to Express and we'd buy the cheapest, best looking shirt.
Hell yeah, dude. Express.
European, so it didn't fit right, but you felt really good when it was unbuttoned and you could walk around. If your muscles were too tight in it, you're just like, oh, I'm so strong.
Back when we had muscles, huh?
Yeah. Well, I got dad muscles now. They're massive, hulking muscles.
Yes, they are. They're all in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm being a douchebag, but listen, this is all about me. I'm trying to open. I opened
Oh,
it.
you did. You definitely did.
Yeah, see? Check that out. Hold on. Before the episode starts, I want to share this.
Trying to make sure that everyone knows that we're talking about douchebags tonight. We're going to cover quite a bit. And one of the things that we covered last time, I asked Nick if he was going to actually go in the black market and find some breast milk to see if he actually buy breast milk. I don't think he could.
I didn't find any.
Because it's so valuable. It's so valuable.
The picture. That's weird.
So we're going to talk, I'm going to go over the categories here. We're going to talk about the douchebags that are either jocks, intellectuals.
I'm doing something here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Manipulators, bullies, people that think they're better than you, the ones that are going to steal your girl, the fraud, the politician, the businessman or woman, business people, music, and actors.
You're telling me they're actor douchebags. Not buying it, folks.
Oh.
Before we get into that, I just do want to tell everyone that there is no one definition of the word douchebag.
Huh. It's interesting.
There are definitions. Several, in fact.
What's your favorite?
Actually, I can't tell you my favorite because that's going to come up later in the episode.
Alrighty.
But we can all agree they're typically male, right?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I've ever had a woman described as a douchebag.
It's almost strictly male.
There is a C word.
A woman a douchebag? Yeah, there is. You're saying that's the counter to the word?
Yeah, right. I think it is.
Douchebag, as defined through multiple definitions, you can check such fact pundits as Urban Dictionary. Obnoxious, someone with an inflated sense of self-worth, an abhorrent personality. Can't be me.
Abhorrent.
And a jerk, someone who's mean, typically male.
Typically male.
Yeah, I guess you can use it either way. I've seen. So we'll get into it. A douche, scientifically, do you know what a douche is?
Physically, what it's used for? Like a physical douche?
What it is. It is.
For cleaning the vagina.
Ah, I knew you wanted to say that word.
Vagina.
On live.
I love vaginas.
That guy, huh?
Oh.
There's a first for everything, guys. First time his tongue touched that word, and who knows how many years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Add a little energy drink to my drink here.
Oh. So I don't really. Somehow it's like a plunger for the female area. It cleans it out somehow. I don't know.
Likes to introduce a stream of water into the body. It doesn't have to be that specific cavity, but it usually is for medical or hygienic purposes.
Just flushes everything out of there.
Really, you know what the craziest thing of all is?
What?
It was introduced back in like the 70s or 60s as something that women needed to clean their nethers. The vagina is actually a self-cleaning organ. So it's actually, what is it? It's an overreaching tool.
Under unnecessary? As in overreaching?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody was making buck off that.
Right, but just take the word at face value.
Overreaching.
Tool. Just it's an unnecessary tool. That's what a douchebag
tools.
is. Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
Isn't that funny?
We should get rid of those unnecessary tools.
But honestly, that's kind of what a douche is. Do you know when it started? First use was in like 1939. I didn't catch the name of the book, but Jimmy Douche Bag was a character in a book. 1939. He was a pimp.
Huh.
1946. It was actually a military term. It's a military misfit. A douchebag. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
And in the 1960s, it began being used for someone who is unattractive or boring, and it was a general term of disparagement, along with a few other D words. You may know them as dick, dillweed, dipshit. I just wanted to say those words. But I think it was just like an extra D word they threw in there that kind of doesn't mean anything, means everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice etymology, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this one is that it was strictly for female cleaning and all that, and we used it now to describe men. It's like one of those gender bender words, like you're a bitch.
Yeah. Well, I think it was.
You're watching. Turn off.
I think the origin was that men wanted to get in that vagina, so they were being assholes about it, and then they started calling them douchebags because you're being a prick.
Check that out. Being a prick, being a dick, being a douchebag. A lot of these words all kind of roll together.
They flow. They most certainly flow.
No clear-cut definition.
That's true.
Really, it's the question maybe of our lifetime. Probably one of the more important questions we can ask as people.
Am I a douchebag? Can you ask that of yourself and be truthful?
I compiled a list of douche terms. Would you like to hear them?
Sure. Oh, paper.
Douche bag, douche nozzle, douchey, king douche, douche boat, douche chills, doucheroo, doucheness. I guess that's a female.
Doucheness is okay.
Yeah. I came across
like a duchess. A duchess is a doucheness.
I came across douchenette as well. Congratulations.
Wow.
Doucherino, douche canoe, douche rocket, douche waffle. Shout out to
like douche waffle.
Metric douchebag. That's how Canadians describe douchebags.
And then Arrested Development, is it douche chill or douche till? Douche till. You know that one?
No. Is that from the newest season?
That's Tobias Funke. He'd always go, douche till. And then anybody who's watched that show, enjoy it thoroughly.
I enjoy that show thoroughly, and I don't recall that, but I believe you. I guess I do.
You want to kick it off into jock douchebags?
Sure, let's go to jocks, man. Everyone loves a good jock. Jocks get testosterone, right? That's it. That's all I know about jocks.
You want my jock douchebag story?
Sure. You know a douchebag?
I know a jock who's a douchebag. Wow, go figure.
Yeah. A little bit.
So to set the scene here,
on this guy.
It was a Halloween in college where we went to a party that was hosted at the hockey guy's place. It was the hockey team's house. It was like a frat house, but it was off campus. And so you walk in the door, and there's nothing like wrong immediately, but things start to get kind of weird. So my future wife, my non-girlfriend, this is even prior to being a girlfriend, she was at the table playing a drinking game, and naturally they're all asking her to.
How is she looking, dude?
She's fine. She was wearing a nice like red corset with some tiny shorts, and I think she was a devil.
Like, dressed like a stripper?
Oh, she was a red
Halloween
devil.
Party.
Yeah.
Did you neglect to mention this is a Halloween party?
No, I said it earlier. You skipped that part. You were zoned out.
I'm focused on myself.
Focus here. So she was looking pretty fine, and all of the hockey guys were trying to make her flash. And naturally, my wife, being the person she is, she said, "Fuck no, get away from me."
Expected that to go a different direction.
Oh yeah, no. The other direction was going upstairs, which she did not go, which is where all the hockey guys were trying to get the women. Because upstairs they must have had some freaky, weird whatever's going on. So that's one thing about the party that was just strange, is that I walked towards the steps and they had a bouncer guy standing there being like, you can't go up there. And then like some girls like half drunk going, ha ha ha, and they're like, come upstairs. So it's very strange. Very weird. And then moments later I was standing by just watching a beer pong game, and somebody did something. I don't know what it was, but the hockey guys, their reaction to it was to headbutt the guy right in the face, right in front of me. And I was like, this is like inches from my face, and I was just like, well, shit. I'm not associated with this guy, and they just started all headbutting him, and I was like, what the hell? This is like an animal ritual or something.
I guess it's also like coach could be like, did anyone punch this guy?
Nope.
No, coach.
Nope.
We laid a hand on him. Yeah. We laid a hand on the guy.
Oh, so those fuckers are weird douchebags.
What made them douchebags though, as opposed to jerks, assholes?
It's they didn't give a shit about anybody, and they only cared about getting in vaginas or seeing boobs, or so like I understand.
Wanting to get in the douche area,
yeah,
makes them the douchebag.
But I guarantee if you were like,
want it, right?
I mean, we all that's the goal for a man, is to get where we want to go.
College party.
Yeah, but if you were to try to do that to one of the hockey guys' girls, I guarantee you'd probably get headbutted or thrown out or
headbutted. I think from what I've been told recently, very recently. Interesting.
Yeah. And women were sparse up in that college, so you were.
Can I say,
feisty.
If you went to college at all, anytime you start with the and end with house, and in the middle there's a sports team, everyone involved is douchey.
I
the
think
crew
so.
House, the football house, the tennis team house. They're all probably douches.
Yeah, I don't think you're having an intellectual conversation with any of them in there.
So is it lack of intellect that makes them douchey? Because I don't think so.
I think maybe they have intellect, but they don't show it. I mean, I think this is their prime time to try to nail down some. So bring it upstairs and get busy.
Against their will?
I mean, no one was allowed upstairs to prove otherwise.
Right.
Allegedly.
I actually was really good friends with the crew team.
Oh, are they douchebags or no?
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Even my friends, douchebags. Yeah.
Do they turn into douchebags? Is it like a werewolf type of thing?
Yeah, I think you have to be around like at least two other crew beasts. They're called crew beasts when they're out in public. They're not normal people. They wake up at 5 a.m. and they row and they sweat and they fart a lot. And then they go on the river and do whatever it is they do. They get yelled at by their coxswain.
Coxswain. Which is...
Coxswain is the little person in the boat that yells, row, row, row.
He's got the opposite objective of everyone else. You've got to get as tiny as possible, no muscle, no fat. We're going to starve you to death so we can win this thing. And the coxswain goes, okay.
Like a jockey.
Yeah.
I imagine, though, the world's jockeys are smaller than coxswains. Jockeys are douchebags, though.
Oh, yeah.
I 100% believe that. Oh, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind.
Tiny little strut once they get off that horse. You can see it. Get the shoulders going.
They think they're big stuff when really they're very tiny.
It's their chance to shine.
It's douchey to wear that in my hair. Sorry. That's good.
Yeah.
Whew,
I have.
I know. Deal about it.
Oh man.
It's my shirt. It's just my shirt.
Your shirt's pretty clean. I have a shirt like that, but it's from when I was 12. My grandmother gave it to me. It says, "I know, I know I'm awesome" or something like that. And I think,
were you a douchebag at 12?
Probably.
That's awesome. While you were wearing that shirt, you sure are.
walk around the mall in my Jankos and that shirt, thinking I was gonna pick up some.
Did you have Jankos?
I did have Jankos.
That's awesome. I didn't know this kid till he was like 15, so he could have been anyone.
I was a chameleon back then.
Oh, chameleons! Holy crap, that's awesome. So I mean, I'm not going to go into too many stories about sportos.
I think everyone knows about the jock douchebag. I think they've all experienced it.
Do you think there's a sport that is literally the worst? I'll say crew, but I guess I knew crew the most. So
I don't know.
But you know what crew had that was? It had the general testosterone, idiot, mean-spiritedness, but it also had a richness to it, like only rich kids kind of rode, and that made it extra douchey. We're going to get into race later on about douchebags, because douche is also predominantly white. Did you know that?
You know, that's weird. That is weird. I don't think I've applied the term to any other ethnicity or race.
Exactly. But if you did picture prototypical douche, they are middle class, if not wealthy, white, heterosexual as hell, and their parents are paying for whatever they're going to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following you 100%.
Okay, as long as you know. So that's why I put crew team as like one of the highest douche ratios up there as far as sports.
Well, hockey is also.
You know what's funny? The dirtiness didn't seem douchey to me.
The grunginess?
Yeah, there's something about. I love how dirty hockey players are.
Yeah, their equipment's filthy and
dude.
Oh, it stinks so much.
Dude, I've seen dude do snot rockets in his hockey bag. And you spit it, and I was like, "Did you?" And he was like, "Who cares? It's just my equipment." And I was like,
"It's going to touch your body later."
The floor is over there. So I was like, "There's a trash can over here. Like you just hocked a loogie in your own hockey bag. You don't even know what it landed on. It could have landed on your cup. You're gonna be placing that bad boy right here later. Whatever. I'm not getting into it.
Oh,
but they're grungy, dirty people, and I respect that somehow. Can't explain why. Can't explain how. Probably because I played hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I didn't, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's disgusting. Foul.
Terrible.
So, all right. So it's not being a jock or an idiot that makes you a douche, because there are other douchebags.
Yeah.
Follow? You dig?
Yeah.
What else we got?
Like the intellectual douchebag. Do you have any examples of an intellectual douchebag other than
I
me?
Do a podcast with them. Oh,
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I knew you know.
Oh man.
It's just because you love robots so much.
Well, they're the future.
And you think robots can do everyone's job, and I feel like every time a robot doesn't do someone's job, I want to shove it in their face and be like, "Look at this robot! What an idiot!" Like they'll just program it better sooner or later, and I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not the point." You damn douche.
So I'm wondering if you encounter these people more often than I do, because in my job, I'm respected enough that people will not challenge me. So like I get to a point that they don't even try to bother because I could shut them down, but that probably makes me the douche.
You're filling it in yourself. You're filling in the dots. Interesting.
But I have run into a really big intellectual douche though, and he's one of my managers. I'm not going to say his name, but at one point he says, "Because physics." That was his answer to me. Because physics.
Good man. That's good. That's good. I dig that. Ooh. I dig one.
What a
Anyone
jerk.
who says "because" and then like encompasses an entire branch of science that could take millennia to research. Come on, man. Because biology.
Oh man, that's painful.
Excuse me?
That happened to me. It was something real simple, and it got under my skin. This is the same guy who, after being in the same job for 3 or 4 years, he said, "I don't have enough experience to speak in front of like all my colleagues," and I was like, "What?" Oh.
Now you got no idea.
Yeah,
do you think like I was gonna say the smart douche is also in like programming? Is that a smart douche?
I do agree with you that the programmers feel like they're better than people because they can put something in motion that's quicker than they are. I'll say that. So that's like a process that might have taken them like a month long to do, and then it's like quicker than you by like a half a second.
Program, whether it's not for work, it's you do program. So you come across other people who program, and you're like, what?
I find it's more like an antisocial misunderstanding of how to talk to people, and it's like they come off as douchey because they don't know like other people. Like they're not around enough people to say, I understand where you're coming from. Like you don't understand because you don't have any backing.
So this definition of douchebag, I don't usually have oral fixations. I think I was trying to be smart, and I had to do something with that.
That's okay. Women will like it. Don't worry.
I wish you would bite my pen. Oh, yeah, ladies, give me your number 2 blue, and I will. But your definition of douchebag here seems to be someone who's inept socially.
No. Right? I would say that it's coupled with the I guess saying opinions as their fact and trying to overrule you. So you get that a lot from different intellectuals that like maybe they don't know your background or they think they're trying to tell you something or teach you something.
A smart person, like a smart person who knows they're smart, is saying my opinion's better.
And they're never receptive to other people because 100 all the other people in their opinion don't know as much as they do.
Well, let's say they're right. Let's say someone is smarter than the average person.
Can Stephen Hawking be a douchebag?
I think he probably was.
If he had his own voice, he'd probably.
I wish I had the tweet in front of me. Who's the girl who gains weight and loses weight all the time, and she did Weight Watchers for a while, and she was on Cheers?
She was on Cheers. Hold on a second. You have to keep going.
It's the.
What color hair did she have?
I think she was a brunette. I'm bad with hair color. Like everyone is fixated. Oh, she's a brunette. She's a blonde. Like sometimes I forget because I don't care.
So there's the curly-haired woman, right?
No, it's not Kristen Brinkley, is it?
And then she had kind of like a wavy hair woman.
I think so. I don't pay attention to hair. That's like a thing for a lot of people.
So there was Rhea Perlman, which I don't think you're talking about.
No, I know who Rhea Perlman is. No, that's Danny DeVito's wife.
Is it really?
Yeah.
She's probably a pretty chill woman.
Wild? Oh, dude, she probably gets stoned and just laughs with DeVito. I have to imagine.
Yeah, I think Christy Alley was. Yeah, she was.
Christy Alley, okay.
150 episodes.
Christy Alley released a tweet that no one told her to tweet this. No one said she had to give her opinion on it. It was on someone entirely not in her field. When Stephen Hawking died, she tweeted, I better get this right. Can you?
Yeah, I'll double check you.
Yeah, please. And read the tweet out loud with punctuation. It's my favorite tweet of all time, and it's almost like she threw him shade. It's the weirdest thing. So she's a kind of a model, actress. She spokesperson for Weight Watchers. Stephen Hawking, physicist, one of the leading researchers for universal physics. Does all these breakthroughs in all different kinds of sciences. He passes away, so she released a tweet that read. I was hoping to stalk just enough.
So news articles redact what they say about celebrities sometimes. And
really?
This is one of the things.
She deleted the tweet. She deleted it.
She probably did, and then they can't feed it.
Right. So what it said was, thanks for your input.
No, you had a good go of it. Thanks for your input. You had a good go at it.
What does that mean? Dot, right? Hold on. Yeah. 2 periods? It wasn't even full 3,
It was
right?
2 periods, yeah, so it's not ellipses.
It's not even a full ellipsis. It's so awesome. You had a good go of it. Thanks for your...
It's not even like he made theorems or anything.
No, your input. It was almost like she put it in quotes.
Oh my goodness.
So it's my favorite tweet of all time. I'm glad we got to it. Sorry we wasted so much time. I should have memorized that. It should be... I'm going to get that tattooed on me. When I die, I just want someone to say, you had a good go of it. ... Not the full 3 dots. Thanks for your input.
I wish I could talk to Christy Alley and at the end of it just say thanks for your input and just shake her hand and
yeah, thanks for the input though.
Thanks for it. That's great.
It's just it's one of the most genius theoreticists of our time, and Christy Alley. She just put herself up here and was thanks.
She just became a douchette.
Yeah, she did. That's very douchey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I believe he was pretty douchey too, I think.
Yeah.
They make him appear that way in like Family Guy and Big Bang Theory, and I'm trying to see something else, which I think is a way to make him seem more cool though, because like
Yeah, because
the whole speech box thing and everything, like you don't.
he's at a huge disadvantage, so you have to play up some part of his character.
Right, so I guess they play. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Interesting. Good job.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to manipulator douchebags.
Are there?
Manipulators.
Oh boy. Whew.
Do you have any manipulators?
I don't know one. A single manipulator. See, this is unfair because this could be a politician, a musician, a leader. This could be a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah, true. There was a
you to do something, and they're like, ooh.
Oh yeah, if they're trying to get you to, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know one of them, but he's not big enough of a douche to bring him up. There's another one that so I bought my house. There's a warranty on my house for structural damage or whatever, and I had water getting into an area that was not supposed to. So I had a guy come out to assess it, and he naturally downplays everything, but I know all this. And I told him it was structural, and he goes, "Nah, that does not cover a warranty."
Houses in ruins.
Yeah.
It's not.
Nah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be good. You guys are good, right? You're good.
So
cool, right?
Towards the end of the conversation, I proved to him that it was an issue, and what he tried to do was to get me to sign a piece of paper saying that it was fixed, or it was going to be fixed as he said it. So he, throughout the whole process, he tried to like scare me into saying it was done, when he kept hiring people that were just like inept. They didn't know how to build anything, and it was just like, it was a ridiculous process. In the end, I had to go tweet to I will say this, Meritage Homes. I had to tweet to the person who built my house.
Meritage Homes. Shout out. Woo! Free stuff. Free homes.
Yeah, free homes. I had to tweet at them, showing them pictures of what they had done, for them to respond to the person who had been waiting like 6 months to pay me back for what he said I had to buy in order to fix my own house.
This is news for me because I don't know what Twitter account you used.
Oh, I have multiple ones. I have about 5 of them now. Don't tell Twitter.
Did you use one that had your name in it?
It most certainly did at that time.
Do you follow
my own guy? No, I don't follow my own person.
Wow. Doesn't even follow. That's crazy.
Separation of church and state. Or freaky weirdness that you do in your own time.
Yeah, I saw that double eyebrow.
Your own little
raise.
castle.
Let the audio only notice that I noted his double eyebrow raise.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot on bully douches because I feel like a bully's a different word sometimes.
Yeah,
like a bully. I understand what you're saying. Like there's a douchiness to it, but I think there's a douchiness inherent in being a bully, but it's not entirely douchebag.
I'll give you this story. So there was a bully. He was related to one of our arch nemesis, Josh. I think you know him.
He's related to him? Yeah,
he was Italian. Yeah. Yeah, you know. So the douche.
So he wasn't related to him. Okay.
He was friends.
Related to him.
Physically, not physically. Their genes might have shared some mistakes. But he, during lunch, launched a ketchup packet at our table, and I was sitting at the nerdy table. I would float around a little bit. And it happened to hit me in the back. And like an open ketchup packet, like launched from like 5 tables away, and I'm just going, I drop a, what the fuck? And then he realized that he hit the one guy that could actually fight him at the table, and he walked outside at that moment. He goes like a little chuckle, like, and then he walks outside, and I went outside and I was like, you want to fight? I was right in his face, like spitting at him. I was like, you're a douchebag. Why would you do that to the people? Like, it's not even funny.
A, it's not funny. B, you're gonna ruin someone's clothes. Someone's mom's gonna have to clean that. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get ketchup on my DRW stitches. My beautiful plaid shirt.
I know it well.
Yeah.
It is a pretty good one. Now here's a scenario. There was underclassmen that were throwing maybe ketchup packets.
It's probably ketchup again.
In the cafeteria one day, and they were underclassmen. Like I don't know, we were either juniors or seniors, and I never do this, but like they were throwing stuff at our table, and at one point they kept throwing stuff, and I said, and I never do this. I got up. I walked with a full soda. I walked over to the kid doing it, and he did it again. He would throw, and I was standing over him, and I just dumped my entire soda over his head, like in the middle of the cafeteria. And he got up, and he pushed me, and I pushed him back. And a brother or whoever came over and was like, "What is going on?" And he was like, "You poured a soda on me." I was like, "I don't know what happened." But looking back, was I the bigger douche or him? Because he started it, but that's a real douchey thing, and I knew I wasn't going to get in trouble.
Sometimes it's necessary though. When you're faced with some adversity, you have to be a bigger douche to shut them down. If you do something that's small, it doesn't shut them down. It just gets them going. So I feel like you shut him down by pouring that drink on him, and then he was done. He wasn't going to actually fight you at that point.
No. But that was truly douchey on everyone's part. Doucheonomics. A lot of crazy stuff happening in an all-guy school, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much testosterone there. It's pumping and
just douche flying around in the air. Douche for lunch, douche for breakfast, douche cafeteria, a la douche, Weird.
Serve it up. Eat it down.
What's the next douche? Who you got?
Ooh, the better than you douche?
Yeah.
I don't really have, this is a really good generic one, because you have like people who have money, wealth, or status. Usually they have like a nice car or like a shitty car that's like pimped out, and they think they're the hottest shit ever. This is like a classical douchebag.
I went to school with a lot of kids who had all that, but I don't think they came across. They were douches, but they never were douches to me. Like, look at this car my dad bought. Like, they never said that to me.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think our high school was smart enough to realize that there's no need to be a douche to other. If there was a woman there, I wonder how it would go.
That's a real good point.
Yeah.
That would have been a powder keg of who knows.
If they were trying to impress the one woman, they'd probably put you down immediately, I would assume. But we didn't have any of that.
A dealership. Do you have any idea?
I know who you're talking about.
Well, that is a person, but it's more of a generic thing.
Yeah.
Than the actual person whose dad owned a dealership that went to our school. But my dad owns a dealership. I will buy a car off the lot and drop it on you, killing you instantly.
I will crush your soul and your spirits.
You will be dead. And my dad's car, man.
I know you've come across these steal your girl douches, the ones that go after your woman even though you're standing there, or they just can't stop being douches. They just want to keep going and going.
Yeah, that's like the pocket rocket. He's got a heat seeker.
Yeah, can't stop.
With a vajay. Woo!
Do you have any specifics?
No, because I mean, this always happens. There's always someone who's like a douche for my girl or something.
And put you down. Tries to put you down in front of your girl.
But here's the problem. Most times your girl wants you to fight him, stand up to him, stop him, or even if she doesn't, like you should. You feel like that honor thing. Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening with me all the time is that I'm like, "Yo, dude," and I say something really funny or wacky to try and get him off guard. See what he says, and then he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just messing with you." And he's like, "Well, you want to buy a beer?" I'm like, "Let's get a beer." And then like, before you know it, I'm like BFF, and she's like, "He was trying to get in my pants." I'm like, Jerry's hilarious, dude. She's like, "He's still doing it." And I'm like, "No, Jerry just bought me a beer. I got a beer. We're going cruising. We'll be right back." And then like me and Jerry are BFF.
Huh. It's funny because I think the first time that you met me, you checked me into a locker. Kind of a douchebag move.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
You sure? You're sure? I kind of.
Oh, you're my best friend. Look at that.
Look at that. Look, folks, look at that. This is how it happens. Douchebags happen, and then boom. They're making love with words via podcast.
Mm-hmm. I do have a specific example here.
Uh-huh.
So I went bowling with my future wife, my girlfriend at the time.
You guys are always doing stuff.
Yeah.
I married you two.
This was she brought a friend, and her friend had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend had a friend, and the friend did not stop hitting on my future wife the entire time. I was sitting there waiting to bowl.
Shout out, my man. I'm with him.
And he's constantly like, "Oh, you're so attractive. Can I get your number?" Oh, he's like doing all that shit, and I'm just like, really? Really?
I'm here. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pardon me. I have my hand raised. Excuse me. Pardon me. Can you stop, please? Like, what if I did that? I don't think I did.
Stop.
I think that was the first time I actually saw, like, I had a girlfriend that was super hot. That my wife is hot, and I didn't know how to react. It's the first time I was like, how are you continuously trying to hit on my wife when she's put you down so many times, and I'm right here. Like, she's saying, like, this is my boyfriend. Like, why are you hitting on me? He's like, you're so beautiful. I was like, are you like on drugs or something? Are you like, I don't even. Oh, whatever. She's already put you down. I don't need to do anything.
How many types do we got left? Give me a number.
We got 5, I think. Jesus Christ.
It's not about a type.
We agreed on this list. I have it in writing. Yeah. Fraud?
Truly.
Who's committed fraud? It's been the biggest douchebag. This is a comparison here. These are real people.
I stole my first thing from a store last week.
You committed fraud?
I did.
Don't say that until it's past time.
No, they can't sue me. They can't find this podcast. A grocery store I don't go to. I grabbed a little bit of ginger. Like, you know, the big branches of ginger? And I snapped off the one end. And I was like, I only need a little bit. And I put it in my pocket. Not thinking, because I was yelling at my kid. So I get to the checkout and I had all this stuff. And it became aware that it was in my pocket. And I was like, pretend you don't know it's in there. I was like, I can't. And then I was like, just pretend anyway. And I was just slowly putting, like, my club soda on there. And she was like, boop. And then, like, my water, boop. And like, all these things. I, like, had bananas. And I'm nearing, like, the very end of my items. And I'm, like, screaming, it's in his pocket. It's in his pocket.
Did you get everything?
Yeah. Sir, is that everything? Like, leaning forward to me. Oh, no, I forgot something. And the last item was, like, a lemon or something. Boop. And she's like, is that it for today, sir? And I'm like, yes. And anyway, I stole it like a badass.
Huh.
And I feel terrible about it. I haven't touched it yet.
It's probably like 15 cents worth of ginger.
It's probably like 40 cents worth.
Oh, rich. Super rich. So you put yourself on the fraud level of...
I am a fraud douche.
This person I'm about to say.
Let's hear him. Bernie?
Well, Bernie is a Ponzi scheme jerk douchebag. I will say that. Okay. But, I mean, he did one thing, and then he stopped. He was just milking money from people, and he defrauded them. Which, still, he's a douchebag. Martin Shkreli? You know him.
Oh, yeah. I do know him.
Yeah. He was, like, one of those, like, hedge fund day trader people who did something special. It turns out he committed SEC fraud to gain part of his wealth, which he then used to buy the Wu-Tang album, which was on auction.
The only copy.
And then he bought a company that made medicine, and he increased... AIDS medicine? I don't know if it was AIDS medicine.
I thought it was AIDS. I could be wrong, but I thought it was something fairly important in life and death. It wasn't like just a blood cholesterol or something.
Is Daraprim? It's a medication used to a lot of words: toxoplasmosis and cystoplasmoriasis, and used in depth. So I can't even say all these words. HIV and AIDS is the bottom. There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Anti-parasitic drug, Daraprim. Most hated man in America, quote unquote, and Pharma Bro, quote unquote. Pharma Bro. Doesn't that make you pissed?
Pharma
Bros.
Bro. That's awesome. Pharma Bro.
Yeah. So yeah, Pharma Bro. $13. That was the original price. He raised it to $750 for all those people with HIV and AIDS. Fuck over the people who are already fucked. Way to be a douche.
Crazy.
That's like almost like the.
That's like King Douche territory. Douche canoe, douche rocket area, douche waffle.
Same thing with the EpiPen people. They raised that ridiculous amount.
Yeah, they did.
So that's my number one fraud douche. Not only did he commit a crime, and then he spun off what he did as a crime and did other things that were douchey. He continued to be a douchebag until he got put in jail and was convicted of fraud.
He won't do it full time. But here's my question.
7 years. Is 7 years worth it to be a douche? Probably.
Is he still gonna be a millionaire when he gets out? Probably.
Yeah, he was fined $7.4 million, and his net worth is $27 million. So he's probably going to get out and then buy another company and then raise the price about, I don't know, 56 times.
Here's a real question. It's a little bit of an aside. Wu-Tang released that album. One copy. They recorded, produced, mastered, edited, finalized, and pressed. I think it was in a CD form. I believe he had an actual physical CD. They made cover art. They made a booklet that came with it and sent it to the highest bidder, correct? Is this how I'm recalling it, or was it digital only? I'm trying to recall. The reason I ask is because what do you think preceded the thought process behind that album? Someone who makes music and someone who thinks about that a lot, I almost feel like...
Do you think he's trying to become a record producer, or he's trying to hoard music that he likes? I don't even know that he likes this music.
No. The other way. I'm the Wu-Tang side. What were they thinking here?
I mean, if they put it up at auction, they don't know who's going to buy it.
Could be no one.
He paid $2 million for it.
Okay. The other thing to think of is how much effort went into this CD.
Maybe it's a piece of shit. Do you think it's worth it to sell your rights to a CD after you've been...
Because if you really think you made great music, why would you just sell it to one person? You kind of want everyone to have it because it's going to be your best stuff. It's going to propel you forward.
That's true. I would believe that your fans would support you.
And on top of that, if you know it's going to one individual person, at some point during the producing segment, they realize they're only selling this to one person for auction, whether this is a gig or a scheme or a whatever, trying to get publicity going.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, they did realize this isn't going to the masses. This isn't going to millions of people. No one in their right mind may hear this ever.
Is it even music at that point?
I mean, don't think it is. Should we take two? No, it's good. Whatever. It's one person. What's it gonna do? It was a bad review. You know what I mean? But honestly,
I think they thought that somebody in the record producing industry was going to buy it and then spread it out and distribute it. But he was the bigger douchebag.
So then, do you think it was a good CD? Is my question then. So do you think they were like, this will go viral and then everyone will get it and then he'll sell it in 5 years?
So I think
10 years down the road.
The feds are going to
make it our best work.
The feds.
And what are the feds going to do with it?
They're going to reappropriate it and then sell it at auction, I think.
That's crazy. So the Woo album's back out. I don't even know what it was called. That's awesome.
I can't wait to listen to it.
I'm not going to.
Well,
I don't know.
I think it's going to be really popular.
Was that CD that was like big when I was in camp?
Oh, no, that was good 20 years ago.
We listened to the Wu-Tang CD and the Outkast CD. The Significant Other, I think. Or no, that's not the name of the Outkast CD. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic.
Yeah. I'm not going to look it up.
Don't even. I'm just going. That's fraud douche. Fraudulence douche. Fraudouche.
Politician. Politician douche. You got one?
Weird. That's an... I was going to say oxymoron. A repetitive statement.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
They're all kind of douchebags. No, I don't have one because I have the lists at the end of this episode where I can go through some people.
Okay.
So if you had actual run-in with a politician, or you wrote one a letter, or you had a story about one?
Don't deal with politicians at all.
Okay.
Ever.
We'll skip right over this. Folks.
I try to avoid...
That's political douchery.
Actually, there are... Well, I started researching ones in history, and a lot of them have to do with Philadelphia. Chaka Fattah, do you know that guy?
Chaka Fattah.
Yeah. He apparently reappropriated... He was a mayor at one point. He reappropriated, I think, campaign donations and made it out to whoever the hell he wanted to. Yeah. He was, I think he was put away for more than 10 years, and it was something in like the millions. But I was feeling like I don't really know this guy enough to be like he's a douche. Like I don't feel like he's a douche. Now the person I do feel like is a douche, is Jip Pie, who's a politician at this point, FCC chairman. He used to be, he's the biggest douche I think. He used to be part of Verizon's lawyer team. I think he was a lawyer for Verizon. He obviously has a lot of
that makes sense.
Stock in Verizon, and is probably being paid by Verizon, since at one of his speeches he said that he was going to be an FCC chairman and then have his cronies join the chair. So he was essentially a shill for a corporation to take over an entity which is supposed to protect the community's goals of net neutrality. But FCC chairman just fucked all those goals. He didn't give a shit about the people. What a douche. So he overturned net neutrality and made it so that larger corporations could then manipulate the internet. Could make you see what you don't want to see.
Douchiness
do want to
had less to do with his intelligence, less to do with his social interactions, and more to do with how he treated those less fortunate.
Yeah, he's trying to screw over the internet so that it's not accessible by all, which is the whole point of the internet. He also
should be a right, like wood or food, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. He's also being paid, obviously, by some of these corporations, which is one of my problems with government and politicians. I'll just say that.
Sounds like that's not douche. That's corruption.
Yeah, corruption. But he's douchey enough to have his giant Reese's mug and smile at the camera and just say, like I'm doing the best for the United States right here. I'm going to sip this shit and just soak it down. Yeah, shit-eating grin. You douche. Oh, I love douche bag. That feels so good, you douchebag of pie. It feels so... What a douchebag.
Yeah, he is. What's next on the list?
Business people?
I didn't do the last three because I feel like they're all the exact same person.
You feel
Political, business person, and what was the one before that? Fraud.
Well, this was fraud. I will agree with you. So there was... I picked Enron.
Ooh. That is douchey.
So...
That's fraud.
The business at the time was worth $74 billion. And...
Damn, really?
People had... I mean, it was publicly traded.
Do you know what year is this? Is this like 07 or something?
I think it was 07. I'll double check. I can double check.
I pulled that number out of my butthole, and I have a bad sense of time. So let's just say it's 09, probably.
2001.
What?
Yeah. I think it began... It was publicized in 2001, and I think
the problem that the golden parachute happened later.
Yeah. So these guys, there's like 5 of them at the top that were using the accountants, I guess the people who were auditing the company. They somehow bought them off to say that the company was worth something like $40 billion more than it actually was to inflate the price.
How do you do that? I still don't know.
Well, you just like change the balance sheet. Like instead of making $1 that quarter, you made $1 million. Illegal. It is illegal. That's why all these people went to jail for like dozens of years.
Oh, wait, all of them? What about like the presidents and CEOs and everyone who took the...
So the number one guy was Kenneth Lay.
Okay.
And then I think the next guy was...
shout out Kenneth Lay. If I see you on the street, I'm going to kick you in the dick.
I think he might have died, actually.
Oh, god damn. Literally, I had no clue, and I was willing to kick a guy in the dick.
And
first time.
The other guy was Jeffrey Skilling. Hold on, I got to type it quickly. Apologize there.
That's fine. If you had a quieter keyboard...
I got excited because this guy pisses me off. Okay. It pisses me off so much because there were so many people invested in the stock, and the stock went from a $74 billion company to nothing in 2 years. So all those people that were banking on retirement because they worked for the company and thought it was doing really well, all those people essentially lost years, probably decades of their life investing in a company they thought was legitimate when it was not at all. Now you probably don't feel the pang of that one, but there's a lot of pain right there.
I can tell you how many letters I got saved towards retirement.
And I'll say their names for the people that were involved in the management and corporate governance.
Yeah. I didn't even go red on that.
We've got Kenneth Lay, the chairman, the CEO, Jeffrey Skilling, the president, the chief operating officer, Andrew Fasto, financial officer, Richard Causey, chief accounting officer, and then Rebecca Mark Jusbach. Enron International. I'll stop it there because I don't know if those people were convicted, but most of them were.
We're going to jail.
Yeah, allegedly.
At the end and the beginning.
Yep.
But F them, seriously.
Yeah.
Not allegedly.
How do you do that to? I mean,
Okay.
when you're beholden to probably thousands of people at that point, maybe even tens of thousands or hundred thousands of people,
right.
and to screw over that many people because you want to make money, that's a problem. That's a
Here's my
douchebag
weird
move.
And this could be a whole episode unto itself.
Yep.
The people who did this are millionaires?
I'll guarantee it. They probably hid their money out like everywhere.
So no one doing this is poor. No one doing this is even struggling to make ends meet.
White collar
no
crime.
one doing this. But that's crazy to me that you're willing to screw over so many people so hard to increase your net worth, which is already, like, you can already afford almost everything you want, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think after you make probably what, $10 million, how much more is really worth it?
I don't know what they're gaining at the cost of screwing over that many people. That's a whole episode unto itself.
Yeah.
Greed does.
At that point, you're just waving your dick at other billionaires and saying, like, look at this, it's made of gold. And they're like, I'd rather have a real dick.
Yeah. For the record, I would as well.
Yeah.
Sign me up for a real dick, not a golden dick. Can you imagine a scenario where it's like you're deep in the Middle East, you're going through the marketplace, and it's like, shh, in the back. And you go to the back, and it's like, hand jobs by Midas. There's a man behind a curtain, and he's giving handies, and everyone who finishes ends up with millions of dollars, but an unusable penis. Would you do it?
Oh, man. Maybe when I'm old and gray like Kenneth Lay. Oh.
So at some point it's worth it, right?
Yeah, if you're never going to have fuck again. I say fuck. I love
You've already dropped a few hard F's this episode.
Oh, I love it. This makes me feel good.
Tonight.
I don't get to do this in my business. I wish I could say this in the office. It's like, fuck you, Debbie. And then, like what she said. Like, see, with the whole office. Yeah.
She's like, I just wanted you to sign your emails.
I love you, Debbie. You're awesome.
Stop it. Yeah.
If you ever listen to this podcast, you're great. I love having you as an office mate. I think you would actually chuckle, but everyone else in the office would be like, oh, damn.
Aghast. A-G-H-A-S-T. Aghast.
Unbelievable. I'd get fired immediately if I dropped an F-bomb.
Again. Mm-hmm.
That felt so good to say. I love it. It feels so good.
I'm glad you felt good about it.
We got music and actors next. Do you have any? I think one of your friends will like this one.
Don't go into him yet. Is it a 3-letter first name?
Yes, it is. I'll go in. I'll let you get it. I'll let you get it because I've been hogging the time.
That's fine, dude. No, I don't have a specific thing on all these genres because what I think is interesting, a sports douche is similar to, but not exactly, an intellectual douche. Similar to, but not exactly a fraud douche. Mm-hmm. Similar to, not exactly. So we're covering this douche spectrum.
Yep. The douche spectrum.
And we've definitely come to the entertainment section where we got music, movies,
passion,
TV actors. Yeah. I actually hate these ones the least. If that makes sense.
I would agree with you in some facets.
I mean, I hate them sometimes. Like in music, you got guys like Chris Brown. He topped one of the lists I saw. Kanye constantly goes up there. J Beebs is a big one.
I've heard Kanye said something about everyone stand for this part of the song, and there was some haziness on whether he cared about handicapped people or not. Like he wanted someone to stand and they were handicapped, but then he was like, "Oh, if you're handicapped, you don't have to stand." Like
you don't have to. Like you don't have to.
So you make it.
I imagine you just reach a realm in this world, which maybe it applies to sports, business, all this other stuff, where you're so not in touch with reality that you think everyone, even if it's like you have lapses in judgment where you think everyone's like you.
You're separated. You're different than them.
You're entirely different. And I guess it would be exhausting to think for every second of your life, all the little things, like the way you get food is different than the way an average person gets food. The way you
swallow and digest.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're not going to the grocery store. They think you got to bring your ID to get groceries. Those douches, we'll say. Right? You have no clue. There's a douchiness in Arrested Development where Lucille Bluth, she goes, It's a banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10 or whatever she says.
Yeah. There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah, and like, but it's just funny because she has no idea. So certain people, there's certain elements of their life that become so detached, they got no damn clue. Kanye West is one. Justin Bieber is totally.
Oh
one.
yeah.
He's an instance where I think when
you're too young.
The Backstreet Boys. Well, no. I'm just going with the popular douche. Like everyone makes fun of someone for being a douche, whether they are or aren't. It becomes so like Nickelback. They're all douchebags. Like it becomes popular to hate someone or something.
Yeah, I'm
not saying they're not douches, but it's overwhelming. When we were younger, who was it? Like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC? They were kind of douchey, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know that you could be that big a douche like back then, because it was really hard to convey the little minute things that people do that were douchey. But now it's everywhere. Like this guy did this one thing.
Dennis Rodman in the '90s was a douche.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's sports though, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's like because they captured him doing douchey things on camera, so you could see him being
on purpose half the time.
Yeah,
he wore the dress for publicity. He pretended to be the victim, and he was a perpetrator at the exact same time. He was a jackass, which, again, we're crossing words. So is that douchey? Maybe not. Maybe it is.
No. Jackass is more comedic, I would say.
No. Yeah, I guess a little bit. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were going off on someone.
No.
But Justin Bieber is like the popular douche of like the past 12 years, 10 years, somewhere in that frame where he's like everyone hates him. He's a douche.
What other like male singers are there out there that are teenager-ish that are as like on the same level and do the same sort of things? Like there's other ones that are like
really popularity wise.
There's other ones that are like cutesy and soft and they're gentle and whatever. I mean, they're going to be douchebags later, but right now,
so in music, it's not cutesy and soft that makes you a douche because number one on the list, Chris Brown likes to punch women.
Yep, that's
Gene Simmons was one of the top on the list.
What did he do?
Anything about Gene Simmons?
I don't know anything.
He's a douche. He is a douche. He I wish I wrote down the examples. I thought it was just common known that he's a real big douchebag. Like he won't do shows if you don't have the right color M&Ms. I made that up. That's Van Halen. And do you know why they do that?
It was something to test the contract because they read it in the contract.
Exactly. Right. They do it more to test, not because they really need green M&Ms.
Yeah.
Axl Rose is a douche, which this is crazy. Someone who follows this podcast religiously on Pander Dan.
Yeah.
He just told me this the other night. He has a life-size, what are they called, fatheads?
Of Axl Rose?
But this is it. I said, which one? He says, well, I got them all. And I said, young Axl? He says, he has a 79 Axl, an 84 Axl, an 88 Axl because he gained a little weight, and then a 91 Axl because he lost a lot of weight for cocaine. And a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's not sure if he's getting a 2015 Axl because that is incredibly fat and out of shape. And this is the catch. I said, why not get it? Like, you have all the others. Who cares? Well, the reason he's not sure is because every night before he goes to bed, he has to kiss each Axl on the wall and then go to bed. And he's not sure if he wants to kiss a fat Axl. Number one, there's a lot of problems going on with that. Like, you have to kiss them all. Just kiss one? Like, even kissing one is a little weird to me. He's got to kiss them each. Good night, 78 Axl. Good night, 88 Axl. And then sometimes he'll say the names of the songs. I don't get it. I'm not that deep. He doesn't want to get a 2014-15 Axl because it's too fat. And he thinks kissing a fat Axl is, quote unquote, gross. A, is that fat shaming? And B, kissing all the other Axls isn't gross? I just think it's douchey for him to even do this. Put in the comments section below if you think that's A, normal, B, can I call the cops on him? I almost feel like I should. I should be able to break into that house, find out what's going on in there. There's more than just Axl posters there. Something's going on. Shout out, what, the Famicon? No, don't shout out. Don't check his socials. Don't go to any @what the Famicon. Don't.
Yeah.
I said too much. I don't want to promote him.
Yeah.
But Axl Rose is a douchebag.
Yeah, we're gonna direct this podcast to Montreal, where when Metallica and Guns N' Roses were playing together, Metallica had some sort of
Lars Ulrich. Oh wait,
they had
what?
pyrotechnic issues. So one of, I think it was what was the what's the guy's the guitarist? Oh, I forgot. With Hatfield.
Yeah, James Hatfield.
He got burned by a pyrotechnic, and
I kind of know about that story. But
he came off the stage and had to go to the hospital. And Axl Rose said, "I'm not going to take over right now. I'm not going to go on early." Montreal had a riot because he refused to play. They ended up destroying and flipping over cop cars just because he refused to go out early.
Axl Rose on his reunion tour back in like 13, 14, 15 era, 20, 14, 15, 13. He did a show in Philadelphia, sold out. I don't remember if it was the Wachovia Center or what it might have been, First Union Center. Do you know he just didn't show up? He didn't come on stage.
He didn't go at all.
He just didn't do it. He didn't go at all. All those people. Philadelphia. Look it up. Guess who was there, folks? Yes, he was.
He really went there and nothing happened?
I swear to God. Hold on. Leading up to it for weeks upon weeks, he kept bragging about how he was finally going to see Rose. Like, it was all coming in because he loves Guns N' Roses, never saw them live. This is his big dream. This is like, everything's happening for a reason. He's making fun of people. He's listening to everything.
Kissing all those.
Night every night.
Yeah, bobbleheads.
And he went, and guess what? Waited till 10 p.m. and Axl never showed.
That's the real reason.
Like, how funny is that? He really it's crazy.
Doesn't want the last bobblehead.
I went with What the Famicom to a concert in Atlantic City, I think it was, to see Axl.
Did he show them?
Let me tell you, oh, dude, the women there probably looked pretty good 20 years ago. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I hope you watch it. So we got musicians, movies. I mean, I have a list. It's a mile long. Do you know your girl's on the music list?
Oh, she is? That's a dude?
Grande.
Oh. What about her?
Douche Bag list.
Really?
Number 71 on the list. That's pretty far down. I mean,
you know why?
You were so curious. You're like,
I want to know why.
Topping off the list, Chris Brown, Kanye, Justin, Gene, Axl Rose, Fred Durst, woo, Ted Nugent, Scott Stapp, Courtney Love, Miley Cyrus, Lars, Liam Gallagher, 4 steps down, Noel Gallagher. I'm not sure how Liam won, but Bono, Pitbull, Tay Swift, my girl, and my favorite person on the list, Yngwie Malmsteen. Do you know who he is?
I have no idea who that is.
He's a guitar virtuoso. I don't know if he's Swedish.
Virtuoso.
He's from the Norwegian belt. He's a virtuoso. All he does is shred. Rumor has it he used to get drunk. He has like the long hair down to his like butt and it's like curly. And he like just he goes on stage and he just shreds. He does like ridiculous sweeps back and forth. It's not even music. It's just crazy stuff. Look up his song Black Star. I think he wrote it when he was like 19. It's super awesome. Anyway, from 19, he just got worse and worse, and everything was like... He was on a plane, get drunk. A woman complained about him, that he was being arrogant, spilling stuff on people, being a total jack-off in first class. He got up, screamed at her in her face, grabbed her arm and said, "Do you know who I am?" And she screamed. He said, "I'm the Fury, bitch.
Air guitar?
I'm the Fury." And air guitared on her arm. I guess he thought he was going to melt her arm by playing so fast. He was removed from the flight and I believe arrested and had to pay a fine. But
awesome.
Shout out my man, Yngwie.
So I did look up Ariana Grande being a douchette.
Number 71. I mean, that's pretty far down.
Yeah, celebbitchy.com. That's an interesting website. It's from Star Magazine. There's a quote. While filming a TV special, she was impossible to work with, blah, 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 blah. She demanded to be shot from only her left side using a certain lighting.
That's her good side. That's her good side.
Yeah. Or she would kill herself. So she went to the extreme. And then she did not want to hear Mariah Carey's name uttered in her presence.
That's so awesome. I just spit all over everything. I've never...
She also refused to do the ALS ice bucket challenge because she didn't want anyone to see her without her makeup or her hair extensions. Apparently,
awesome.
I
like her more and more now.
This is the internet.
Isn't it weird though that the douchebags we talked about earlier jock douche, this douche. I hated them all. Now, the more we describe these douchebags, I kind of like them.
Characters?
I guess it makes them characters.
Huh.
There's movie douchebags and stuff, who Tom Cruise always at the top of the list.
I could see that. Scientology, episode number 4
Melly.
of ours.
Oh, thank you. I was like Mission Impossible 4?
4? Scientology?
No. Mel Gibson's always up there. Steven Seagal, like those kind of guys.
Yeah.
We all kind of know that.
Old school, strong jaw.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think it has a
bit.
little bit to do with
Jittery.
how movie stars used to be able to do whatever the hell they want, and
the rules changed.
Twitter, or they kind of have.
Yeah.
Shout out the rules. Shout out Twitter. Shout out people ever with camera phones. Like Russell Crowe, he's throwing a phone at people. Like, he hit that maitre d in the head or whatever with a phone. Yeah, he hit someone with a phone. Oh, dude, yeah, he was charged with assault, I believe. Anyway, apparently he's a real jack-off, screaming at people and everything else.
A hotel phone, so like a physical phone.
Yeah. Oh, he hit him with a physical phone, the real deal. Anyway, like, I think you could do that 20 years ago and get away with it, and you're rich, so you could pay off whoever is going to be annoying. Nowadays, cell phone, we gotcha. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the lawsuit's worth more than the payoff.
Yes, it is. Interesting.
Honesty. Gotta love honesty.
So, yeah, there's an honesty to it. I did want to get into a really crazy thing. It's called douche bag theory.
Oh.
Douche bag is technically a derivative of asshole. Like, asshole's the parent class, because women, men, lots of people can be assholes.
Yeah.
There's a special subdivision that are strictly douche bags.
Specificity.
I'm going to get her name wrong, but she wrote in her Atlantic article in 2013, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
I can't spell that.
It's T-A, and then next word, Nehisi. Nehisi? Anyway, she defined asshole, and it was the best definition we've seen so far. Asshole is a person who demands all social interactions happen on their terms.
Oh, that's a pretty good one, yeah.
That's an asshole. Someone walks in the room, boom! Anyway,
that does bring something to mind. Tall people? Do you ever notice tall people? They take attention from you. Not assholes. But this is part of the steal your girl asshole. I've known multiple tall people to do things when they enter the room exactly like you just did. They just go, Durr! And then it's like that guy's tall and all the women look at him. That's probably jealousy on my part, though.
It might be, but they probably really do it. I mean,
I know not. They do it.
If you're going to get a reaction. So, interesting side note. I was an asshole.
You did that, didn't you?
For 3 decades.
Hey!
When I enter a room, people know, especially a party.
Describing you.
God. But I also love everyone. It's not like I love myself.
You're not being, you're not demeaning or dismissing them or any of the negative
stuff. I just want everyone to know I'm here. Let's all high five. Let's all hug. Let's all do jokes. Let's all have a great time. Let's all share beers. Like, that's me, the asshole. To the point where I didn't realize this, but I ended up sleeping with and having a relationship with a coxswain from the crew team. It was a good time. Anyway,
any female coxswains? Is that illegal?
Yeah, they had female coxswains. Anyway,
luckily,
she I think we had a relationship that lasted all of 3 months, and I was her buddy. But anytime she referred to me to anyone else on the crew team, mostly the coxswains, the female ones that talked amongst themselves, I was literally referred to as the asshole. Like, when anyone talked about someone, they were like, "Oh, I'm with the asshole," and I was like, "Wow." And anytime, the first time I can't believe I slept with the asshole. The asshole.
And the relationship lasted a lot longer than the first asshole,
I guess. But it was interesting because a subset of an asshole is a douchebag. So an asshole is someone who demands all social interactions happen on their terms. Because I'm very social, I'm very interacty, I push the pace.
When you describe her, I don't know what to think. I feel like you have like almost like a bowling ball wrapped in a cloth, and then you like unfurl the cloth, and like these tiny little like coxswain arms come out, and she's just like she somehow like unfolds into normal female height.
She was pretty normal. She wasn't like 4 foot or real thin.
Anorexic or anything.
I believe she was kicked off the coxswain team probably
for being normal,
for being not diminutive and rail thin. So.
Oh, okay.
But she was pale as shit though. Ghost. You hear? If she ever comes upon this, ghost bitch. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, but what's interesting is Michael Mark Cohen in a Gawker article from 2014 wrote that douchebag is the perfect subset of asshole, and they're usually, not always, white, heterosexual, middle class. And do you know what douchebag is? What defines them from asshole is they are the embodiment of white privilege. I was like, oh, one of these articles. And then I was like, well, if you describe douche, you think of frat, right? It's like number one.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So usually what we associate with frats is like sexual assault, drunk fights, raucous smack ass, thinking they're really cool when they're not.
Yep, taking advantage. Yep.
And not getting in trouble for any of it.
Social interactions on their terms.
Yeah, so it's a little bit like white privilege embodied. I don't think it applies to everything, but it's a really good definition. Lax, bro. Yo, bro. I totally railed her. Like,
brr.
Hey, bro, there's something about them that's just not quite
uncouth.
And no matter what they do, they get lauded for it a little bit. Like they could.
I feel like they get back smacks. They get pats, and they're just like, "Arr!" And then everyone's like, "Arr!"
Do you remember all the douchebags we just described? Like they could be
all
smart and
spin in a
pat on the
circle.
back. They could be stupid and get pat on the back. They could do whatever they do. They kind of get pat on the back by their club, and it's almost like there's no accountability for them.
They're feeding into their own cycle. It's been out of control.
A little bit. This article is pretty good. I don't 100% buy it because we just already mentioned Chris Brown is definitely a douchebag. Miley Cyrus might as well be a douchebag. Courtney Love, like we're people of color, women. That was a burp.
I'll take it.
A lot of people can be douchebags. It's not just that, but that is a really good core douchebag. That's like a core douchebag.
I think you hit it
right
in the head.
I think I did.
Nailed it down.
And not to wrap it up, but I had lists of like douchebags in different categories, and I was wondering if you wanted to try and give me a sports douchebag.
Just in general, a sports douchebag.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Like a famous one. I'm an athlete today. I hope he's listening.
The first one that comes to mind is Lindros.
Yeah, he's not on my list at all. He was a douchebag. He very much like wanted everything done on his terms. His mommy and daddy did his contract. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell of a player. Hell of a beast. But ultimately, like, unapproachable too.
Yeah, I know.
He's not going to talk to any of his teammates. You know what I mean? I'm better than you.
Yeah, who's he?
Kind of a douche. I'm better than you, douche.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who's number one douche in the world? They give this award out all over the internet now. There's no one website, so there's like 18 websites claiming they're giving out Douche of the Year award.
I don't even know who.
One of my favorites is Ryan Lochte.
Oh, yes. This guy, didn't he flee Brazil because he had committed a crime or something? And he
did. I actually forgot about that one until you just mentioned it. You can look him up. Ryan Lochte had his own reality show, which I believe didn't last long because he was too stupid.
He is pretty dumb.
Sounds crude.
I mean, it's probably factual.
It's funny in small doses, but like as you get to know him, that was it. That was his entire personality. It was like flat like cardboard. Like when he didn't know certain words, he just didn't know certain words. Like that was it. There was no extra to that. He was being pat on the back for being a good athlete and possibly white.
He was good at swimming and nothing else.
Yeah, and I guess good looking. He's probably good looking, right? Yeah.
I mean, if you have that much muscle, are you ever bad looking?
I guess that's a good point. He meant to be like disfigured, but like super bulky, and like you got girls crawling on you at all times.
Yeah, there was something about him in Brazil where he claimed that people had tried to rob him, but I think he tried to beat somebody up.
Yeah, there's a gas station. Something.
Yeah, some sort of like weird kind of like half hold up beat. Yeah,
he's a douche.
Somebody look that story up because it makes no sense at all. That's how stupid he is.
Douche has also changed in that. Remember earlier in your episode I mentioned it was unattractive or boring person in the 1960s. Now douchebags are actually usually attractive people. Isn't that weird?
Like Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
people are like douchebags. They're fascinated by the douchebaggery or the assholishness or whatever's different.
The douchebag has changed a little bit.
Huh? It's like vampires.
Is Sidney Crosby a douchebag? I think he is. Not as big a one as I used to.
He can probably contain his douchebaggery.
How about when he's swiping and teaming in his glove?
When he's punching somebody in the balls on a face-off?
Yep, when they're not looking. Yeah, that's douchey.
That's douchey.
For the most part, his whole life is douchey.
Sometimes I think he was made to be what he is. So he's probably no fault of his own. Whoever his creators were.
How about A-Rod? Total douche. My favorite one on this list is Floyd Mayweather. He's a big old douchebag.
Got some examples.
You know anything about Floyd?
Is this the one that he carries around bags of cash?
Yes, exactly. That's him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He can't read. Did you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to say.
Doesn't make any sense.
50 Cent hates him. I forget why. The beef goes way back. And he went on Instagram, I think, or Twitter, whatever he went on, one of his platforms, and said he would offer to donate $50,000 to whatever charity he wanted if Floyd Mayweather would come on and read a child's book live on tape. Because he didn't think he could read, and he never met the challenge. He was going to offer buku bucks to charity. I think that's awesome. Here's one that's popular overseas because we as Americans don't really study the.
Yeah, because Americans as a whole are all douchebags, right? Everyone else.
America's super douche. We don't. Again, we're very self-focused.
Yes.
Everything happens on our terms. We're assholes. I guess that would be the definition of asshole.
Sorry, guys.
But Cristiano Ronaldo, he's a big douche.
I don't know.
No, he's a douche. Trust me.
Give me an example.
What do you know about him? He
soccer
flies
player.
out his. Yeah, I think he does like fake charity stuff. Did I come across that? Like he pretends to give more charity than he really does. It's really to a foundation that's mostly people he employs, and they keep most of the money.
Well, that's what you do when you're really rich, though. You just filter it through an organization that you say is charity, but it's a proxy for your own wealth. I know
for a fact he used to pay to have his hairdresser flown out to whatever city in the world he was at every week to do his hair. That's pretty douchey.
Every week? That's too much. But
I mean, maybe it's 2 weeks.
Maybe it's part of a contract. Who knows? If you're sponsored by a big name brand and they say you got to look pretty.
Sticking up for him. What the hell did you used to play as him?
I don't know anything about him being a douche. I could imagine that you.
Think about Floyd being a douche. I don't know. You seem like you're sticking up for him. I think something's
going
on.
Floyd I've heard is a douche. I haven't heard that Ronaldo is a douche.
Johnny Manziel, that's a king douche.
Oh, he failed though, didn't he? I mean, you can't really.
His first pass in the fake football league he just joined was an interception. I think he threw 4 that game.
Oh. He thought he was good.
This airs like 6 months ago.
Maybe he was cocky. Too cocky.
We did a lot about douche. Douche bag, douche nozzle, doucheroo, doucherino.
Douche.
Douche. I do want you to look something up for me.
Yes.
Go to douchebag.com.
Okay.
This is important for the podcast. This is important for everybody.
Wow. You prick.
Are you breathing this in?
It's
Swede free skier and legend John Olsen and Norwegian designer Truls Bratas. They released a brand of travel bags called Douche Bags that are exquisite.
Are you going to the right? Did you go to the same website I went to? Because mine just says, "Congratulations, you're a douchebag," and it's just tiled all over the place.
No, I thought
no.
I googled it. Awesome that it called.
Yeah, is there a dash in between the one you went to? Douchebag.
Maybe I wrote it down.
Congratulations, you're a douchebag.
I like. What are you doing to me?
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
man.
douchebag bags. Douchebag bags.
Douchebag bags.
And I thought the website was
douchebags.com.
Oh, is it? Oh, there was an S at the
Yeah,
end.
there's an S.
Excuse me.
Congratulations, you're a douchebag.
Um,
Oh, these are nice bags.
so is there an all white picture?
Douchebag Janie.
At the bottom of the
All
they have
white.
an all white. Yeah, there's an all white line.
Oh, pure
looks
white.
ridiculous.
Pure white is what it's called.
Pure white. Excuse me. It's ridiculous.
I'm sorry,
Anyway,
Nick. You were wrong. It's called
tagline
pure
for this
white.
The tagline for this company was, since 2012, the douchebag family has kept on growing, both in family and our line of great products. Douchebags live to create better journeys through smarter travel gear.
Wow.
Shout out
Yeah,
douchebags! And they overcharge the shit out of their bags. It's like a $300 travel bag. I saw a backpack for $140.
Yeah, none of them are under $100. $99. I'll be accurate.
If legendary Swede free skier John Olsen and Norwegian designer Truls Bratas, I just want to say their names again.
That's sweet names.
They do have sweet names. I do love Norwegian things sometimes. Anyway, so maybe douchebags comes full circle, and it's good actually. It helps us travel better. And that's where I ended up. That's all I got.
Let's if this was any slower, I'd be pissed. More so than I am. Well, I just wanted to show the pure white collection.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
That was the finish.
Too.
That was the finish.
What's weird is, so I searched this entire website, and maybe someone has more information than I do. I couldn't find anything referencing douchebag, the insult. It's like they were either ignoring it because they had the name first, but they started in 2012.
Huh.
Or they're playing on it, but
how can you not know about it?
But they don't acknowledge it at all. It's like they don't say, I know it's a common insult, or people think douchebag is bad or something. They don't say anything. They just go with it. And
like the guy with the douche bag, the physical bag, is sitting on top of what looks like a Jeep.
A mount. Oh, okay.
He's wearing what are those the beanies, like the winter hats in the middle of like what looks like a desert. It looks like he's in the middle of a desert.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's someone knows how to do the artwork right in that one. You hire them.
I commend them. Either they're so tongue-in-cheek that it's obvious to everyone, and maybe over there it's like an inside joke, and just buy our product that's really good, but we're also making fun here, or they're like oblivious to it. I can't figure out. I'm fascinated by douchebags.com.
I think that wraps it up.
I think it does. Did you switch the video back? I noticed sometimes you leave it on.
Thank you for reminding me. It's a little douchey. Let's recap what we covered here.
Let's recap everything we just talked about. Douchebag and more.
Yeah, the categories we covered were jocks, intellectuals, the manipulators, the bullies, the people that are better than you, the people that are going to steal your girl, the frauds, the politicians, the business people, the musicians, and a little bit of the actors and the athletes. Jerks, assholes, douchebags. We covered a big bulk of them. Massive wad.
At a crew party back in junior year, these crew guys were fighting someone we knew and wouldn't let him into the party, and they were jocks. So you know what we did? We stole their Kira jacket. It was like that brown denim material with the white fluffy stuff underneath.
Oh, those are
warm for a while. Yeah, they were cool for a while. Stole the shit out of it. And then me and Chris and Dan would just cycle off who was wearing it, whatever week.
To be the bigger douche.
Right, but we stole it because we were proving a point. We're not going to let those douches go unpunished.
Righteous douche.
And then we wore the jacket for like years. I still have it in a closet upstairs. So
you need to bring it down next episode.
If I had thought of it, I would have wore it for the episode. But we repurposed the douche. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, we were douches for doing it, but like you mentioned earlier, it's like being a douche sometimes stops a douche.
Necessity.
What happens when an immovable douche meets an unstoppable douche?
Checkmate.
check all our socials, folks. Like, just start clicking,
Yeah.
start donating money to them. Who cares? Shit.
You'll find us. Just keep clicking. Well, we like you.
We like you. Thanks, folks.